Hello students, my name is Anjali Singh and welcome back to our mathematics class for class 7 students. And today students, we are going to continue our chapter 5 which we are learning. So students, before that let me ask you that we hope you all are fine and doing good in your life and great at your places. You are safe also. Good students, so let's begin with our today's class now. Students, now I'm going to show you few images one by one. What you have to do is just you have to identify the names of those images. Yes, what is the first image? Yes, there is a house. Very good students. And students, some of the, I think you can see some of the lines also in this house, right? Similarly, let me take the another picture. Yes, it is what? Yes, it is a roller. Very good students. And what about these other two images? Yes, there is a matchstick and also there is a pair of scissors. Okay, student. So now if I ask you that, are you able to see some transversal over here? You can recall of the concept which we have already discussed in our last class. Yes, you must be seeing there are many transversal in these images because we can see that there is a line, yes, which is intersecting the other two lines. Let us take example because we can see lot many examples over here. So if I highlight from the roller, you can see that this is the line and it is intersecting the other two lines, right? Yes, very good. You can see that this line is intersecting the other two lines. We can say here this is the transversal. Okay, very good students. So now if I ask you that what about the other or transversals in the different images? Yes, so basically students, what a transversal is? Yes, a transversal is a line that intersects the other two lines in at the distinct point. Very good students. And what about the kind of lines? Are you able to identify something that which are the kind of these two lines? Are you aware of the transversal formed by especially these two lines? Yes. Okay, students. So if some of you might be already aware, very good. We will learn more about it. And if you don't know, then also it's no issues because students, today we are going to discuss about these two lines and the transversal formed by these lines, basically which are called the parallel lines. Okay, and some of the intersecting lines we can also see over here. So students, our topic of discussion today is transversal of parallel lines with its concept and the applications. So what is our topic of discussion, students, today? Yes, we are going to discuss that what are transversal of parallel lines with its concept and the applications. Now let's move ahead, students. So first of all, let us see that what actually are the parallel lines. Okay, first of all, we have to get the idea to know what some about some of the lines. So students, parallel lines are those lines in the same plane that are at equal distances from the each other and they never meet. There are two lines such that what it is saying, parallel lines are those which are having the equal distance from the each other like this, equal distance everywhere, and they never meet. These lines will meet? No, they will never meet. If I extend these lines like this, so see, they are not going to meet each other. So they are the parallel lines. Okay. I also draw over here some lines. So you can see over here, students, that these are the parallel lines and we represent it by this arrow. That L or M. These two are the parallel lines because they are, the distance between these two lines is equal at every point. If you measure it from here also, or if you measure it from here, it will be coming out to be equal. Suppose this is 2 centimeter, okay? So everywhere it will be 2 centimeter only. So like this, students, these are the parallel lines, and they are not going to meet any time. Never they are going to meet, because we can extend, it will go on and on and on. There is no point at which these parallel lines can meet each other. So these are lines, their lines are said to be the parallel lines. I hope you are clear with the parallel line concept, student. Yes, very good. So now, students, if I ask you that what are talking about the intersecting lines, types of intersecting lines, because we have to discuss the transversal of those lines. So yes, intersecting lines will be the lines when two or more lines they cross each other in a plane. You can take the example, if I have these two lines in the form of these pens, so these two lines will cross each other in a plane like this. Simply they will intersect. It means they are meeting at a one point. The two lines like this. They are said to be what? Intersecting lines, like it is shown on the screen also. Students, are we clear with the two types of line? Yes. Now, students, if I ask you to give some example from your daily life where you see the parallel lines, where you can see. Think of the few objects, you can say, or few things which you have seen around you. If I give you a hint of railway station, where can you see some kind of line? Yes, the main railway track, students, where you will see that the lines of the railway track, they never meet each other, right? So that is one example of parallel lines. And what about intersecting line? Yes, intersecting lines example could be many examples. Like, students, if I say that the lines, if I consider these board lines, one is this and one is this. These two lines are also intersecting at this point. Yes or no? Yes, they are crossing. And similarly, students, let us see few more examples. Like this is the first one. Have you seen this? It's a type of clock, right? Which was, so now, students, here it basically shows what? The direction: east, west, north and south. So if I consider the direction, we usually make it like this. That this is east, this is west, and north and south. So are these intersecting lines or these are parallel lines? Yes, they are intersecting lines. Very good, students. Now let's look at some other examples, students. Can you see some more example? Yes, the crossing of the roads. The roads, when they cross each other, we can say that they are intersecting, right? So they are also example of the intersecting lines. And one print, this type of print also you might have seen in the highways, usually we find out. So the two roads, they are intersecting each other. And yes, students, and one railway track example which we have discussed. So, so students, the railway track, you can find the intersecting lines also and parallel lines also. Both types of lines you can find in the railway track. Yes, because two lines are going parallelly also, and some are intersecting with those lines also. Crossing also. And what about, students? This is a field area. What type of lines you can see over here? Yes, here we can see that the parallel lines are shown, right? They have drawn the field track. Yes, very good, students. So you are very much clear now what are parallel, what are intersecting lines. So now it's time for you to answer true and false, that the lines shown below are the parallel lines. Is this a true statement, students, or a false statement? Yes, this is a false. Very good, students, because they are not the parallel lines, right? So what are they if they are not the parallel lines? Yes, they are intersecting lines because they are crossing each other at one point like this. So we say that these are the intersecting lines, intersecting at one point. Now students, I am going to show you few more image. Let's just focus on it. Yes, what do you find over here? Yes, there are some of the parallel lines also. You can see that the stair, every step of the stair, it can be counted as a parallel line. Yes, and the two like this in the yellow color, these are also parallel. And what about students? This is the we hang clothes usually over here. Yes, here also we can find out the intersecting is also there, but let us focus upon the parallel lines. Okay, the parallel lines which are visible over here. Like these two lines are the parallel lines which will never meet over here, and over here these yellow are the parallel lines, and also this white is also the parallel line. So now students, are you able to see the transversal also over here? Yes, basically you are able to see the transversal also because one line intersects the two other lines. So we can see it forms a transversal. Very good students. So let us discuss about the transversal of parallel lines. Okay. So we say that if two parallel lines, they are cut by a transversal, which we already know what is a transversal. So the each pair of alternate interior angles, they are always equal. Yes. And what we can say also, that if two lines are parallel, they are cut by transversal. So each pair of interior angle on the same side of transversal, they are supplementary. Okay. Yes, very good students. So we can say that first point is saying the alternate interior angles, they will be equal. So students, what are alternate interior angles in the case of this transversal? Yes, very good. It will be the alternate interior angles are angle 3 and 6 and angle 4 and 5. So as per the statement of transversal of parallel lines, it is saying that angle 3 will be equal to angle 6 and angle 4 will be equal to angle 5. Right? Very good. And what about the second, that it is saying that if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, so each pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. Very good. Supplementary means the sum is 180 degree. So we can say that interior angles, each pair of interior angles on the same side are 4 and 6. Yes. So or we can say students that angle 4 and angle 6, they are supplementary. And what about the rest? Yes, angle 3 and angle 5, they are supplementary. Very good students. Very good now students. So we have seen that how the two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. So we can say that each pair of opposite interior angles, they are supplementary. Now let's move ahead. So students, how can you apply the concept of transversal of parallel lines over here in with these images? Which are some of the images from our real life figures or objects? Very good. So here also you can say that these are the two parallel lines in this envelope. Yes, these are depicting. Yes, if I highlight this one with the blue color. Yes, and similarly other also we can say. Yes, other is the this one, and one line which is intersecting this transversal of parallel lines will be this line, right? Yes, this one. And same here also students, in this image also you can, what are the transversal of parallel lines, some of the, yes, you can say that one line is intersecting these two lines. So here we can say that now the transversal is drawn for these two other parallel lines also. Let me highlight that if this is intersecting the other two parallel lines, which is one is this and the other is, let us take this one. So here we can say that how the transversal is formed for the two other parallel lines. Okay. Yes, let me change the color of this so that you can have the, yes, the green color is the transversal for the blue color parallel lines. Okay, very good students. So now let's move ahead. Minimize my camera a bit. Now students, this is a fill up question for you, that the dash angles are equal if a transversal cuts two parallel lines. What type of angles are equal? You have to fill in this blank. You can write your answers in the comment section also. That when a transversal is cutting the two parallel lines, okay, which of the angles are equal, which we have discussed? Very good students, you can take few more seconds to answer this question. Think of the concept which we have discussed just now. Very good. So you must be answering it as the, very good, pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal, or the alternate interior angles. That could be also the answer. What? Alternate interior angles, they are equal, or pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal. They are equal if a transversal cuts the two parallel lines. Okay, very good. Now students, let me show you another image. What do you identify over here? Yes, you must be saying that there is a transversal of the two parallel lines which are A and B, right? A and B are the two parallel lines and one is the transversal. And what else you can find out students in it? Yes, you can see that there are some of the angles are also given, like the angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we know that how to name these different angles, as we have discussed in our last class about the angles formed by the transversal, right? Yes, very good students. So now let us see that what are the applications of the transversal of the parallel lines related to these angles. So now what we have to do, we have to basically find out the value of x for this given figure. So what is the value of x, student? Very good. X will be equal to 120 degree only. And why? What is the reason? Yes, because we know if a transversal cuts two parallel lines, so the pair of what? The corresponding angles on the same side of the transversal, are they equal or not? Yes, they are also equal. Very good. That x will be equal to the 120 degree because they are the corresponding angles of the these transversal of parallel lines. Very good. And what about students, if I ask you to find out the value of x over here? You can take your time and give your responses in the chat box. Yes, first of all, tell me what are x and 60 degree? What type of angles are these? Yes, they are the interior angles, or basically the alternate interior angles, right? Very good, students. So now we know that. Very good. X will be equal to the 60-degree only, right? X will be equal to 60-degree, and the reason for the same is, the student, yes, that if a line, if a transversal cuts parallel lines, so the pair of alternate interior angles are equal. That is why X will be equal to the 60-degree only as the pair of alternate interior angles. Now it's time for you to think and answer, students, that it is given the lines L is parallel to M. Basically this sign is, it is written two lines and one M, right? So basically, student, this is the symbol for the parallel. We draw two lines like this, okay, and representing that L and M are parallel. The lines L and M are parallel, and T is a transversal. So student, this is the T, okay? Transversal T we can take over here. This is T. So what do you think, students? That what will be the value of angle Z? It is asking to us, for us to find out. Very good, students. If you are solving it out very good, you can, yes, you can mention your answers in the comment section, that what will be the value of Z. For that, what you will have to do first, yes, take the help of 60-degree and find out the another angle, okay? Let me highlight that this 60-degree will be equal to, this is the pair of alternate, we can, yes, we can use the concept of alternate interior angles first with the help of this 60-degree given to us. So the other 60-degree angle, this will be equal to the, yes, 60-degree. This will also be 60-degree. You are right, students. We mark it. With the pen, I am marking this is also 60-degree. Why? Because just now we have discussed that this is the what? Pair of alternate interior angles. They are always equal. Now just take the help of the supplementary angles you can take. Okay. So the sum of Z and 60-degree will be, yes, we will put it equal to the 180-degree. Very good, students. So let us put it equal to 180-degree. Sum of angle Z and 60-degree will be equal to 180. So from here we can find out angle Z will be equal to 180 minus 60-degree. Okay. Then we will get 180 minus 60, student, is 120-degree. This is the answer we are getting for angle Z. Okay. Very good. So let us move ahead now, students. You have to answer this also, that if L1 and LB2 be two lines, and since T is a transversal, so is angle 1 equal to angle 2? Very good, students. You have correctly identified that angle 1 will not be equal to angle 2. Why? Because we can see these L1 and L2, they are not the parallel lines. They do not have the same distance between them. Huh? Somewhere like they are lines like this, and at one point, if we extend these points, so at one point they will meet each other. So in this case, we cannot say that this alternate interior angles, which are 1 and 2, they will not be equal. Okay. Very good. So students, today we have learnt about the transversal of parallel lines, the its concept and applications. So what actually are parallel lines? Yes, the pair of lines which have the equal distance between them, and this such that they never meet each other. And intersecting lines are, Yes, intersecting lines are those lines such that they meet each other or they cross each other at a point. Okay. So if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternate interior angles are dash. What it will be? Very good. It will be equal. And if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each of the interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary, students. Yes, because we have also seen that this is another fact related to the transversal cut by up two parallel lines. So it is true. Now students, it's time for the homework, that what you have to do in the figure 1, and also in the what you will do, you will in the figure 2 you have to identify the pair of corresponding angles, the pair of alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. And what you have to do in the figure 2, the question 2 is saying you have to find the value of x if of the following figure if L is parallel to M. Okay. Then define the parallel and intersecting lines, and what you have to do, and list 3 examples from your daily life, from your surroundings regarding the parallel and intersecting lines apart from what we have already discussed. Okay. And one activity, students, which you have to perform, that you will be requiring few materials like by which you have to make the transversal of parallel lines. As we have discussed today the concept, you can use the earbuds or the straws or the matchsticks. Okay. And a chart paper or a cardboard also you will require. So what you will do, you will make few of the transversal of parallel lines, then paste them on the chart paper of a convenient size and divide it into the separate parts so that you can make few of the 4 to 5 transversal of parallel lines. Then you have to, students, mark and locate the angles like the alternate interior, where are alternate exterior, by using your creativity, that how you will represent those angles. Okay. Then write the names of those by the side of the chart paper itself and bring it on the class. So students, that's all for today's class. Thank you. We'll be meeting in our next class.